To me, you can't convince me that Jodie Foster was acting better than Cristin Milioti. Yes, sir. Welcome back to Redacted Show. I'm your host, Wafiq, or Feek, with my co-host, my other host.
It's your co-host, Dana Dane, in the building. In the 2025 building. In literally the new building.
Yeah.
As you see in the back. You probably can barely see with this light. We're still we as in me are still working on the desk setup, but it will be set up. And yes, I'm no longer in Kansas City anymore. I'm in the great state of Oregon. If we have any Oregon listeners, shout out to them. They probably all in one city anyway, but
they all on one block.
But yeah, here for now. It's not permanent, but you know, when work tell you to go somewhere, you just gotta go. Like, you gotta go or you gotta go.
When they pay the bills, you pack them bags.
Literally, that drive here. Shout out to Cam for helping me make that drive, and shout out to my family just for helping with the move all together. But yeah, that drive was some serious. From Kansas City to my grandparents in Colorado, it wasn't that bad. It was, just normal Kansas driving. Because if you've driven that before, it's not shit on that road outside of just land. You might just go like this every now and then, but that's about it.
How long was that drive?
From Kansas, all together, it was like a day. Like if you would combine all the trips, it definitely would have been over 24 hours. But so the first part was a little around 9 because we drove not into Denver, but like a few hours south of Denver, like really south of Colorado Springs, where my grandparents were at. So we stayed there for the night, and then from there to Salt Lake City in Utah on the maps. Shout out to my grandpa. He helped me kind of map out the drive because originally on Google Maps it was going to have me taking back roads and all this stuff, and it's all winter snow season now.
Yeah, so, you would have been with the Yeti.
Yeah, we would have been stranded somewhere in a big ass 15-foot U-Haul with my car attached to it. My car was attached by the tow the whole way. So, yeah, that drive it ended up being, I would say almost 11. Probably 11, if not almost 12, because
what
we did was we drove up to Denver from where we were at. Mm-hmm. And then once we got to Denver, we went I-70 west. And that was fine until we got a little bit past Idaho Springs. Why does Google Maps say you're in an hour and 49-minute slowdown? There's an accident. And the crazy thing about those roads is it's just 2 lanes. So if you're in an accident, if there's an accident in any lane, fuck both. If there's an accident in one lane, it's a slowdown.
Damn.
So we were stuck in that. We were literally stuck in traffic altogether. Definitely way over 2 hours. Probably closer to like 2.5. It felt like we were in Colorado forever. But
did y'all go to sleep? I would have went to sleep. I would have laid that chair back.
Well, because there were parts where we weren't moving, because I was the main one driving. Cameron helped. Mm-hmm. We kind of broke it up a little bit. Now that third drive, that was just all me. Not so much because I didn't want Cameron to drive. I was just like, it's small enough, I'll just do the whole thing. But no, that shit was still like 9 hours, and we still hit some snow on that third part. But because I almost was about to be like, man, it could have been worse than this. This last drive can't be worse than this second drive. I'm glad I didn't say that because we probably would have ended up on the side of the show. Like, you know what? Let me not even jinx ourselves. Let me just be glad we made it and just get to fucking wherever we're at, Oregon. So we made it, got moved in over the weekend, last weekend, and started. So it ain't shit up here. I was told there was a curfew at like 10:30. I have not tested that. I'm not even gonna say yet because I don't even know if I want to.
The town has a curfew.
The city I'm at has a town curfew of 10:30 allegedly. Now I say allegedly because there's other like bars that are here that close at 11. So I'm like, is that a real curfew or is that just a curfew for kids? Is that just like, because it doesn't give vibes sundown town because it's ain't no black people here, but there's mainly just whites and Hispanics, the others.
Okay.
So I'm like, it ain't just all monocultural. Like it ain't all one or all the other. But
Well, you know, up north. Well, yeah, that is north. You know, up north stuff be different. So that's probably stuff they've been had in place for since the 1800s.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But
no, but that is a drive. That's like the longest drive I've done cross country that I've done is to Florida or to Tampa because Tampa's like I think 14 or 15 because to get to Tallahassee it's like 11 to 12 and then if you want to go to Tampa that's another like 3-4 depending on where you're going. But the worst drive though was when I did it. I took the U-Haul and I was driving my mom's car too. I had it attached to the back just like how y'all did, but it was like the weekend. No, it was like a few days after that one homecoming where my eye had messed up. And
yeah,
it was like because the homecoming was like that Saturday that I drove my mom's U-Haul everything like that Monday. And I could for people that don't know, we had a homecoming and. Long story short, what my like left eye, I couldn't see out my left eye for like a few days because it got so messed up.
It was the contact that was like irritating the eye.
Yeah,
right?
because I fell asleep. It damn near cut a piece of my eye. I couldn't see. I couldn't wear contacts. I couldn't have nothing on that eye. So I'm just imagine driving a U-Haul for 13 hours with one eye.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that was a crazy drive.
Yeah, shout out to road trips. What is y'all's longest road trip y'all ever done? It could be fucking from downtown Houston to Humble, Texas. That's a road trip in itself. It could be from anywhere to anywhere. Let us know what y'all's longest road trip was. Me and Cam literally went through rain, sleet, and snow on this drive. But with that being said, in terms of what's been going on to the news, thank you guys. Before we get into stuff, our agendas and topics for the day, some housekeeping items. Thank everybody that has come into us for 2025. We hope to grow that in this year. So just make sure y'all are still subscribing. Continue engaging in the IG Reels and TikToks, even though TikTok might be banned soon.
Shooting the end of next week.
Okay, we'll see. But either way, engage in those forms of media. We really do appreciate that. Make sure to still spread us around word of mouth. And make sure y'all subscribe. Grow to 100 subscribers. And with that being said, there's been some... First, we'll go into a movie that recently came out in the year of 2024 involving a hedgehog, a fox, a echidna, and another hedgehog.
Yeah.
And that is Sonic 3, of course. Just some non-spoilery review and then kind of get into a little bit of the movie. Because I saw it up here on my first week, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing shit. It was on Sunday. And I was just like, we just go ahead and see. Now, there's no theater in the town I'm at, so I had to drive like 30 minutes to the closest city just to get in their theater. And there's only one theater in there. It looks like some shit off of Stranger Things. Like it's one of those type deals.
Oh,
It was good. The sound quality was actually really good. I was stunned, and it looked good. It wasn't no, I didn't see no rat run across the theater room.
hey, when he sent that, I said, thank you for letting me know. I know I won't be at that theater.
Wasn't nothing abnormal about this theater in terms of my movie experience, and the movie was good. I would say it was pretty good. I think because I saw the previous two, but I didn't go to theaters and see them. I kind of waited till they were on streaming to watch them, and I'm just like, you know what? The first one, I'm like, this movie ain't that bad. It was pretty funny. Then they made a second one. I'm like, oh, they started to get serious now. Then this third one, I'm like, okay, this is some good stuff. I'm like, it's nice. I feel like it's a comfort movie. Like it's not getting outside itself. And I feel like it does more of that in this movie. There's some heart-pulling moments in this, especially towards the end. But Sonic still being Sonic from the previous two movies. Knuckles, shout out Idris Elba. You can just tell everyone involved in this is just having fun.
Having a blast.
Like, hey, man. Jim Carrey is probably having the most fun out of anybody on this set. Bro, that one scene with him and himself down that hard dance, I'm just in there laughing. I'm like, there's no way these people got me in this theater watching this scene right now. But yeah, although I really enjoyed it, I'd say I'd had to give like a 7.5. Like very solid. It didn't wow me. I don't think it's gonna be movie of the year necessarily, but it didn't disappoint and was a nice little close off for the year 2024.
Yeah, same for me. Just quick rating, I'll say to me it was an 8 out of 10. I grew up with the Sonic games a little bit. Was it Sonic X on Saturday morning cartoons? That was my shite. So just seeing this now older, I just appreciate it more than just seeing things from a kid now growing up is really cool. I will say these movies are definitely hilarious to me, at least, because I'm the same. The very first Sonic I didn't see in theaters. The second one, I don't remember if I saw anything. I don't think I saw either of the first two because I took so long to watch them. Because I know the first one dropped. I don't think I watched the first one until like a year later.
Yeah, I know I didn't. It literally was until it got to Hulu, and the same with the second one. Until it got to Hulu, or I guess now Disney Plus, I didn't watch it. So it was about maybe a year and a half or 2 years removed from both theatrical releases of the first two movies. And the second one, I'm like, you know what? They can get my money this time. Like, I ride with Sonic. Like you said, I grew up on Sonic. He's definitely one of my favorite childhood memories playing all those games. So I'm like, they can get your money this time, then. And the movie ticket was like $12.
Yeah,
it wasn't even matinee. So I'm just like,
yeah. So this, I think they did a perfect. To me, it was a great. It's one of the better, most recent trilogies we've had because they put these movies out within a span of like 5 years. I think 4 or 5 years. I think all three have been dropped in total.
Yeah, so they've been pretty consistent. Let me see because obviously the third one released in 2024.
Yeah, and I think the first one was either 2019 or
it was 2020.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, they put all three out. Excuse me, within the span of 4 years.
Yeah, and then the second one released in 2024. No, it didn't. The second one released in 2022.
Yeah,
and
so they put each one without
released in 2024.
Yeah, so they've been consistently every 2 years putting out the movie. So I think they have a very great thing going because they can do so much with the amount of characters you have with Sonic that I won't be mad if they go to 5 movies. They definitely doing a 4th one.
They are, especially the way it ended.
Yeah, so just non-spoiler review, very good movie. If you have a chance to go watch it still, I think it's still in theaters for maybe probably a few more weeks max.
Yeah.
With the way movies are going, I'd say go watch it. Yeah, so real quick to the spoiler at this review. Hey, Jim Carrey, hilarious. That hallway scene when they were dancing, I was in there crying, laughing. It was a family in front of me, and it was only me and that family in there. I was in there crying, laughing, boy. I said, this is some of the funny. It was just so goofy that I just had to laugh because it just fit so well.
Yeah, now I'm just like, that scene right now, you could tell he just is having so much fun. Probably as much fun as he had doing like The Grinch and all those other movies, of course. He's like, he won't do shit else. But Sonic 4, come on, it's like, bring that bag. Don't even show me the money. Show me that script. I'm there.
Give me that mustache.
Give me that mustache. Give me them glasses. And I'm there.
Cause did he? Let me look this up before I say it. But it was another part in the film where he was when they were doing that little montage of like it was him and his granddad, and he was like, he was like, how would you like to spend a day with your granddad? He was like, and then they would do that little montage thing. I said, some of this Jim Carrey definitely said we need to do this. Especially that Santa one, that was definitely Jim Carrey saying, "Let's do this part."
How did you feel about Keanu Reeves and Shadow as a whole?
I liked it. It was maybe like one or two times where I felt he was like too monotone. Like damn near too monotone. It was like maybe one or two parts, but overall I liked it, especially the end, like the ending sequence of stuff with him. Just the way his tone changed, which sounds weird to say with Keanu Reeves, but it was a shift a little bit, especially when he hit Tom and he realized Sonic actually like cared for him. His tone shifted a little. His tone was still like, I don't like you, but it shifted a little bit, especially when they both went super, when it was Super Sonic, Super Shadow. I'll say this. I knew it was going to happen in my mind, but like seeing it, I said, it's just so live.
Yeah, that was some live shit. I will give them that.
That was some Dragon Ball Z level, like.
That was some nice animation. None was skipped it. Fight choreography was good.
Yeah, bro, that was a 10 out of 10 fight, especially when Sonic was punching that nigga head in, and he was going across the world. I said, this is live. But to your point with Keanu Reeves, I liked him overall. I do think it was parts, but I really enjoyed his delivery when he was talking to Sonic, and he was pretty much saying was like, damn, you letting your anger consume you, huh? And then he was like, he was like, your friends tried to stop you. What type of hero are you? And then he's mentioned Tom's name. And he was like, what was his name again? Tom? And then I think Sonic just said, yeah, I like that delivery.
That was good. I mean, you know how I feel about him. I personally don't think he can. I don't think he has much range. I'm not gonna say he can act. I just don't think he has much range. And hot take, you could say this was a hot take, whatever. I'm just the hate people like to give The Rock. I think people should have that same energy for Keanu Reeves because they're essentially the same kind of actor. They do the same thing, just like we like to say The Rock ain't got range. Why do we just turn a blind eye when it comes to Keanu Reeves? That's just
the difference is, and we're gonna leave it at this. The difference is, I think you could say a lot of actors act the same in movies. Not all of them, but quite a few actors act the same. I think the difference is if the movies overall are good or bad. Because The Rock, even though I definitely be out here saying The Rock is like terrible, objectively, I'm not saying he's like terrible as in like this nigga just suck. Like I know he can act better than me. Like I was like some people be talking about him, he can act better than us. So, but I think it's just the way the movies they're in overall aren't good, right. So it makes them look not good. So, but Keanu Reeves is in movies where they're good. So his acting suits those. Just like Jason Statham. Jason Statham has done the same exact movie about 40 times, and I'm going to watch every time. It's always a nigga on a construction job or some type of manual labor job. He's ex-military and somebody messes with somebody he loves or he's cool with, and then he's like, all right, I'm back. Yeah. My name is Jason Statham and I'm back. Like that's he goes in and just kills the gang of people or the whatever they are that mess with the people he like. So he's the same as a lot of other actors. He knows his niche. He knows what he does good, and he does it over and over again.
I guess I can't get mad at that. Cause I guess The Rock. I think we'll just leave this alone because this is going to turn the whole conversation. But going into Keanu Reeves' performance as Shadow, I wasn't expecting much because, again, y'all know how I feel about Keanu Reeves. But yeah, I think it fit him, and you could tell it was him. He wasn't trying to be nobody else. He was just like, don't be Shadow. Be Keanu Reeves in this. Because I guess they thought that would be the best way. And I'm like, I'm not mad at that. I could see this. His performance was good. Every time he talked, I didn't see Shadow. I just saw John Wick or Neo. Speaking of Neo, I don't know if you caught this, but maybe I did. I might be overreaching, but the scene where they was fighting and when they went like super Shadow with supersonic, when he did that pose, when he caught his fist, it almost seemed like they were doing a nod to Neo during the first Matrix when he realized he was the one. Because those poses look the same.
I didn't
like
catch
he
that.
was training with Lawrence Fishburne's character. I'm blanking on his name, but in that scene they had like the identical pose. I might be tripping, but I thought that was a nice little nod to like a Matrix reference because it's Keanu Reeves. I thought that was pretty cool, but outside of that, I mean, I like it. It was solid. It wasn't. It didn't. His performance didn't take me out the movie. Everyone else's performance was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick. What I was looking up was because I knew I had seen it. Jim Carrey during the scene where he shaved his head. That was he was actually getting his head shaved. That wasn't like wasn't like no fake hair or nothing. That's how. That's how I was like he's locked in and loves this role because he grew out his hair and then they actually shaved it off on camera while filming.
That's crazy. Can you imagine they had to retake that?
They can't.
Put it back on. One take. One take. Nah, but so going into also before we get into I guess the end credit scene, one thing I like because I'll say the overall message of this movie was not letting your past dictate your future because you saw or just like always making good decisions and things like that and going with your heart even if it's tough in that moment because we see Shadow he was kind of captured. We don't really get too much background on him outside of just he was in that lab and he was with old girl
Maria
and she died, which is his motivating factor. John Wick.
Yeah. She was she was like his best friend.
Yeah. Which hey, I'd go Scorcher too. Y'all take one of my niggas I like. But I had a brain fart. Just go ahead and cut this out. But yeah, I would just say like you can see that foil in Shadow in comparison to Sonic, where he has everything. He has his family, and I don't want to say he necessarily takes it for granted, because in this third movie he understands, like, man, like, these people really love me and all this other stuff. Even with his team, I guess he kind of takes them for granted, since, like, I can do my own shit. Like, y'all really, again, this is Team Sonic. Like, I'm the leader. I'm the guy. I could do this by my damn self. And he kind of turns into, I guess, starts turning into a Shadow, in the sense of, like, you took my family away. Like, now I got to do something about it. And we see, like you brought up, Shadow calling him out, like, what happened to your team? You thought you let your anger consume you. You know better. He was basically like, you know better than me. What you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
And then you see Sonic realized. Well, what are you saying?
No, go ahead. I was
about to say, that's when Sonic kind of realized, like, I can't let him win in this moment, because even if I knock him out, he still won. Like, I'm, again, no better than him, and I'm just gonna be another Shadow.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say too, another thing I kind of liked is how during that time of when Sonic was like, nah, I need to get rid of Shadow, and then he went up to, like, Knuckles saying, where's the Master Emerald? And they had, like, that kind of, I won't say debate, but kind of that back and forth, and Knuckles being more so the voice of reason, saying, like, nah, we said we wouldn't use this for pretty much ulterior motives. Like, this is something we're supposed to protect. And then Knuckles almost coming to that realization of, like, it was almost like if you have it's like when you have a family member that's on a bad path. This is weird to say. It's like if you have a family member, or somebody, or a friend that's, like, on a bad path, and you're trying to support them, but then you see stuff they're still doing what they do. Yeah, but you're kind of just saying, like, look, it's like at the end of the day, I can't let it consume me too. So I'm gonna support what you do right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my grace, and I'm gonna support you. That's kind of what Knuckles was doing. He was like, you know what? Since we kind of made this promise as well, like, we won't use it for ulterior motives, but we'll trust each other. I'm gonna trust you with this.
Yeah.
And see what happens. So I kind of like that little dynamic they did.
I'm gonna enable you for today. Just today.
Yeah, literally. It was like, I'm gonna enable you. Go for it. Let's see what happens.
Go fall on your face and come back to me, and don't be like, I didn't tell you so, bro.
Yeah. So I think that was real interesting. And I'm really excited to see what all they do in this next movie, because last quick thing. I really enjoy the the human cat. Well, they're all humans, but freaking Tom and Maddie. They never feel like, because a lot of these movies, like, we've seen it with Transformers, we've seen it with other movies, when it's like humans involved with aliens or just other things, they kind of take away. With these times movies, they do a good balance of, they're in the movie, they assist, but they're not the main point.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. And then I guess we can kind of go a little bit into that after credit scene. It was this tweet that somebody put out last year, and I'll put it on for the visual listeners, but pretty much it talks about how Maddie in the movies, she wears certain colors, and it correlates with who comes on, what character is introduced in the after credit scene. Because it was like in Sonic 1 she wore yellow, and we got Tails in the post credit scene. In Sonic 2 she wore black and red, and we got Shadow in the post credit scene. And then on a poster for Sonic 3 she wore pink. And after credit scene, as you know, in the movie, we got Amy and we got Metal Sonic. I'll tell you right now, at first,
Metal Sonic,
boy,
dude, I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? I could see maybe this fourth one is like some Terminator type shit, whereas these futuristic robots trying to take Sonic, because in the future Sonic is either some like hierarchy guy or he's just a villain and it's just like we gotta take him out. We gotta cut him at the source.
See, I was thinking something like that too because I was like, okay, you got Metal Sonic, you got Amy. Metal Sonic ain't gonna be he can't be the main. He can be the main villain, but they're gonna add something else. So Silver,
maybe,
because I know somebody after they put out that tweet, somebody made a little composition of like different fits Maddie wore in the movie. There was one that correlated with Silver's like design and one that correlated with I forgot the character's name. It's not Rogue Rouge. It's another one that's purple.
I
forgot her name.
I can't remember her name either.
But yeah, so that post credit scene had me hype. I was already on a high from the movie, and that post credit scene came on. I saw that hammer. I said, "We got Amy."
The bat.
Yeah, well, not Rouge. It's another one that's like I think she's a rabbit or something, and I think she do magic.
Oh, Blaze the cat.
Yeah. I think it's Blaze.
What if they do like a crossover movie with this version of Sonic and Chris Pratt's Mario, and they make a Team Mario type movie, Mario versus Sonic.
Well, apparently they want to do a Super Smash Bros. Movie. I know they talked about a little bit like when the Mario dropped. Was that last year, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I know they said they were thinking about doing it because they want to do that Link movie. Then we already knew Sonic was going on, so they were trying to see. I think they had ideas about it. Now, how true is that? Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if they actually are thinking about it.
Or are they trying to? No, actually, they need to throw that Link movie away. Because you know who's supposed to be making that? Because I think it's live action. You know who's supposed to be making it?
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Windy, that whole shit. Throw that in the garbage. No, I'm gonna run in that bitch and throw the whole shit away. Nah, get him out of there. Just literally do what Mario did. Just make a 3D animate this illumination. Take care of it. Literally, that movie made $1 billion. I don't think a Link movie is gonna make $1 billion, but it'll make money because it has a fandom. Essentially don't have old boy on that shit. I can't even remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember it either.
Because he's supposed to be making a live action Link and a live action Naruto.
Let me. It's the dude from I'm gonna look it up right now.
We literally talked about him on this podcast. I'm blanking on his name. But anywho,
I can't find it.
Anyway, I think video game media is in a good place. There's been a lot of shit.
A lot.
But we got some good ones. We got some bangers with Sonic, with Mario. Do you think they're gonna make a second one like Super Mario Bros. 2?
What happened at the end of the first one?
I can't remember. I feel like it was some in criticism, but
didn't they put Bowser in a cage? Am I tripping?
I believe they did. But Yoshi. They hinted at Yoshi.
Oh yeah.
The Yoshi.
So they could definitely do a second one. I don't think it'd be as well. The first one wasn't serious, but it had Bowser, so it was technically serious. But they could do a second one. Just kind of, it'll be happy.
Hey, with the Bowser family.
Oh yeah, Bowser Jr. Really, all his kids. He got like 30.
Hey, Bowser was slinging that shit.
And he still wanted Peach. And he a dirty man. Dirty dog.
He a dog. He a turtle.
He a turtle.
Nah, but yeah. So I think after Sonic 3 and what other video game? Well, Fallout. That was good.
Fallout was good. Arcane was
really good.
That is an amazing show.
Yet, but
amazing. It's nothing. Even though it's used the League of Legends characters, as a person who's played League in the past, none of the characters in the show act like that in the game. Trust me, the game is. Trust me. What else? Well, Marvel, obviously. We had the secret level, and was it? I forgot. It's an anthology series. The one from Max with all the video games.
No, Prime, but yeah.
Prime. You're right.
Yeah, so video game media is in a good spot right now. Let's not fuck it up, especially with Link. Like, Link is one of those characters in media where it has a damn near just as strong fan base as Mario. So do not fuck that up.
Especially
speaking of which,
those games, they had some of the best games that people love. So don't mess those. If you mess up a Link movie, they might.
And don't get me started on like Final Fantasy.
Swiss Jesus. They might run up in that studio.
Yeah, they're gonna Swiss cheese that dude. And then don't get me started on if they try to make a Final Fantasy movie.
Ooh.
That might be like the end game of.
You know how old Final Fantasy is? That shit old.
Yeah, it's been around. So I would just say let these studios get their footing in. Let's make just some good stuff. Let's not touch that big shit yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm unfortunately not looking forward to this Minecraft movie. That's just going to be
dropping too.
Right on the screen. Huh?
I was just gonna say that's dropping too. I forgot.
Yeah, I think this year too, because they showed a trailer, like an official trailer for it in our movie. So I'm just like, again, not excited. Not everything needs to be live action. I would be okay if they literally just made a animated movie and all these people that are casted now are just voice actors. Like, I could see Jack Black, even though he don't need to be voicing Steve, but I could see a Jack Black voice Steve.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Jason Momoa voice acting somebody in this movie, and old girl, but live action, especially like with Minecraft. I don't know how you gonna live action this stuff, and you see the like CGI on the characters and stuff. Just make a live action or just make a Lego movie at that point.
Yeah.
Make a Minecraft Lego movie. But hey, what do I know? Another series that ended recently, Creature Commandos. This is James Gunn's first DCU product in the DCU. And it was only 7 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say each episode was really good. Pretty much each episode kind of chronicled each current member's like backstory.
Yeah.
So you got to learn about the whole team before some of them ultimately died. Which I shouldn't even be upset about, because like with these teams and when it comes to these teams and James Gunn, nobody's safe.
People die.
And James Gunn is real good about making you care just enough about these characters to when they're either gone or like they're dead, it hurts just as bad.
Yeah. Every squad is a Suicide Squad with James Gunn.
Yes. Even Guardians of the Galaxy. Especially that third one.
Let's not talk about that movie. I love that. I love that movie. But I'll start talking about that So let's.
But so pretty much the premise of the show is Amanda Waller comes in, and for the most part, everyone voice acting these characters are expected to play their live action counterparts, i.e., Rick Flag lived. Sr. You said what?
If they lived.
Yeah. With Rick Flag Sr., we see him in a scene or like a scene in the Peacemaker trailer, and he's supposed to be showing up in Superman movie. But so we see he's voice acting this character, and also Dave Harper voicing Frankenstein, everyone else for the Bride. Sean Gunn playing Weasel, and all them. Well, that's why I say the most part, because the person that played the like princess or the queen, first of all, she's not really a good actor because she was in that movie Bodies, Bodies, and that shit was ass. Me and Joe watched that, and she was not good. I don't even know if I couldn't even tell if her like real voice was fake or just like that accent from wherever you from gotta be made up. But we see them show up to this land to protect the princess from
Cersei,
Game of Thrones. From Cersei, because she's trying to take out Yelena, the princess's name, because apparently she's trying to take over the world, which the Cersei gets a vision from, or she is able to predict the future, or something like that.
She's able to see the future. She can't control what she sees, but she's able to see snippets of the future.
So she saw this future of, I guess, her taking over the world, which we end up seeing in glimpses later on in the series, and we see people strung up on crosses like their name was Jesus Christ. We see Superman hemmed up. We see glimpses of, I think, the Flash or Wonder Woman in the background, and it's rough. Whatever she did or whatever happened, they're like, yeah, we need to stop this.
Put them through a blender.
Stop this in the great name of America. I don't give a fuck about no one else. We need to protect this American soil. So they're pretty much, they see this vision once they capture Cersei, and is like, well, we gotta go back. We gotta go back and take care of this princess. And Rick Flag, obviously, he feels some type of way about it. He's like, man, she can't be good. She's a good woman. She would never do that.
Yeah, he said that because he was getting some cat. That boy was knocking it down barely, bro. That scene when they was in the restroom, then they had who was Dr. Phosphorus, Weasel, and I think GI Robot outside the door, and then the head guard was like, "We need to talk." What's her name? Elena.
Yeah, Elena.
Yeah, they were like, "We need to talk to Elena," and then Dr. Phosphorus was like, "You just gonna interrupt them?" And he was like, "What?" And
I'm like, "You want to walk in there because you hear what's going on?" But yeah, so I would say the show is pretty good. I was a fan of the animation. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty smooth. I would like to see more animation styles like this. Another thing I thought was funny was, I think as the show was going out, there was a tweet saying that Creature Commandos was renewed for a season 2. I'm like, dude, you made the show. Of course you're gonna renew it.
Bro, I see that. Bro, somebody put a picture of somebody put a meme up of the little yeah, it was Obama one giving the medal to himself. That was like James Gunn renewing his own show for a second season.
I'm like, dude, of course you're gonna renew it. You're the judge, jury, and executioner.
Even if the show got horrible reviews, you was gonna renew.
You was gonna make another one.
You did not care.
Like, James Gunn, who do you think you're fooling? But I hope there's more episodes this next season. And obviously, it seems like we're gonna get a whole new team because after
stuff happens, we get about 3 new characters.
Yeah, and a returning character.
Yeah, true. So since we talk about characters, who on the original team, before we start, I guess, going in depth, a little not in depth, but start talking about a little more, who was your, like, I guess, top 2 favorite, or just your favorites?
My favorites, I liked the Bride and Dr. Phosphorus. I liked their backstory, just learn more about them. And even with Weasel's story, I'm just like,
yeah,
that was sad. I'm like, this dude really got done dirty. Like, he was just, he didn't kill these kids. He just was caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. Because for the longest time, since the Suicide, or since James Gunn's Suicide Squad, you just were like, who's this crazy ass animal? Like, get this dude off the screen. I'm not trying to see this. This dude nasty. And again, we see him again on this. You know, like, why? Like, it was just more thinking, like, why is he here? He don't do shit. But then we see his backstory, and I'm like, I understand it now. He's missing. And if he could speak words, we would know. But
he can't speak.
He can't speak English. And I feel like this show did a good job of, like, portraying his facial reactions, because even though he didn't speak words, you could see how he was feeling through his body language in his face, which I think James Gunn did a really good job at doing. I thought you could do that better with animation style.
Exactly.
But yeah, after this, he was I think he was like a third honorable mention just for me. I'm like, man, I feel for you, dog. Like, you miss some kids. And the one girl you played with as a kid, she looked like the princess who was playing fetch with him. And obviously that brought back memories because he still remembers those times. But everyone else around him just sees some crazy ass rabid animal. And he's like, what is even going on in his mind? But yeah, I could see him turning into, I don't know, I want to say to the level of Rocket, because I think with what James Gunn did to Rocket was, I don't think a lot of any other animal characters in these type of shows are going to reach that level. But I can see him kind of taking that role in this universe of just like the lovable, but maybe he'll be like Groot. You know, he don't say much. You don't understand what he's saying, but you're like, man, I ride with Groot. I ride with
I would say that's damn near King Shark.
Yeah, which we see at the end. King again. That was King Shark at Suicide Squad. You ride with King Shark. So you got both of those people on the same team. It didn't sound like that was Sylvester Stallone.
It didn't. It didn't sound like him.
You know, maybe if they bring him to live action, he could come back. Bird.
Peacemaker. And Sylvester Stallone, he killed that role. Saying 10 words, he killed that role. But I'm kind of the same when it comes to the characters. I really enjoyed the Bride. I liked her backstory. All their backstories. I kind of liked how they're called, like, they fully embrace being called monsters. Well, everybody except for Weasel, because he doesn't talk. But all of them kind of embrace that that sentiment of like, nah, we're not. We know we're not
normal.
Yeah, we're creatures or monsters. But you get to see in their backstories before all that, like how it's kind of redundant to say, but how human they were.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were just learning about stuff. They're trying to actually help people or do good things, and then they just had a bad day. So yeah, I really like The Bride. Dr. Phosphorus, I really enjoyed him. For a quick second, and I had to look this up, I thought he was the same dude from Batman Beyond with Terry, but that one's called Blight.
Wait, who?
From Batman Beyond, there's a character called Blight, and they're not the same character. They look exactly the same.
And you thought that was who in the show?
Dr. Phosphorus.
Oh, okay.
Because they're both green skeletons with green skeletons. So I thought they were the same, but they're different. But I really enjoyed them. This is a side note, and I saw this argument on Twitter. Somebody said, and we don't got to go in depth because I didn't look up a lot of what they were talking about, but they said James Gunn can't write women characters.
I seen that thread. I didn't go into it either.
Yeah. I read a little bit because I read where they were talking about some of the stuff from Guardians. Some of the stuff from Guardians, I will say it was a little valid. I won't lie, it was a little valid. I said, you know what? Now that you mention it, to my mind, just to do a quick little thing on it, I won't say he can't write women characters. I think he does write certain women characters a certain way, where it's kind of like, So, I don't know. I just brought that up because I just thought it just popped in my mind, though.
Yeah, I didn't take real much the time to read into that, but since I didn't, I'm not gonna have any real input on that outside of I just need to read up on it.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It probably is, but I'll never know.
Yeah, but I will say
I can't see. Well, what are you about to say?
No, go ahead, because mine is a
I was going to say,
Commandos.
James Gunn does have a formula that I think he believes works. And I mean, it has for the most part. But, you know, he does have, with a lot of writers and stuff, they have their way of doing things. And they have a formula that they believe works, especially for certain characters. And I don't think James Gunn is doing it maliciously. He just has a way he feels works. And maybe there's no one in that room that feels they want to challenge that, or they might all think the same. And it's like, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with how this character is written. I think it works within the confines of the story.
Yeah, the show.
Trying to tell. But I'm not going to argue with nobody because they have a different perspective on what they're seeing as well. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Yeah. I saw that and I thought it was interesting. So I actually feel like I need to look into that just to see, I guess, their perspective on why they feel that way. I think it'll be interesting. But what I was going to say, I guess go a little more spoiler-ish. The one thing I didn't like in this show, I won't say didn't like, it just made me say, come on, dog, was the Nina thing.
Yeah.
That final episode, it was good, but I felt like that was kind of like a shock value. But I see objectively, not objectively, I see why you did it, because it wasn't, spoiler alert, she dies. Like, yeah. I'm not about to cheat around that no more. Spoiler alert, she dies. But I think one reason he did do it that way is it wasn't really for the watcher. It was more so just for the bride.
Right.
And the way I say that was, to me, Nina was a device that helped the bride stay grounded. And they kind of mentioned that in the very first episode when they even when they were like going to the to protect the princess, and Nina was like, "Why am I here?" And then Rick Flag Sr. was like, "Oh, because he was like, even though you never like, even though you don't do anything bad, you're the most down to earth and calm one that I need you to help me talk to them."
Exactly.
So she was essentially the anchor damn near for a lot of them. She was like the voice of reason.
Yes.
And you even see that when the bride at the very end kills Alana, she's like, look, she said, honestly, I don't give a hoot about none of this end of the world shit. She said, you killed the one person I was semi cool with. So here. So I think that was kind of that's how I view her death. Did I like it? No, I didn't. I didn't at all. It just didn't feel good to see. But story wise, I liked how it was used.
Yeah, I agree. But what do you think? Also, other different cameos we get to see, which was kind of definitely, I don't think it took away from the show, but it definitely was a talking point. We see like a very slight glimpse of the DCU Batman.
Yeah.
That nigga was built like a brick outhouse.
Bro, one thing, so I know he's supposed to be like Batman Brave and Bold, so he's gonna have a Robin. But how old is this nigga now? Like, because when Phosphorus was talking about all that stuff, I'm pretty sure he said that was like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So yeah. I don't know where in the timeline they show that Batman, but this Batman pushing 40. If he's not 40. This Batman might be pushing 40 or 30 or mid 30s. Hey,
I think he gotta be. This is probably prime Batman. So I'm imagining
35, 34.
Yeah, someone in their mid 30s, still not 40 yet, at the peak of human condition. Clearly.
Okay.
Now,
yeah,
he could be built completely different for determining because they haven't even come to a finished script yet for Batman. So anything can happen and anything could change. We don't know. I guess this is when all the fan castings went ablaze and all the Alan Richardson or Richmond, the dude from Reacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's been a big fan casting.
I know him.
Voice that he wants to do it. Me personally, I've seen Reacher and I couldn't follow it. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those you just got to get through the first season. But I'm not through that first season. I'm like, I can't watch this. It's not good to me.
I like Reacher. Reacher's decent to me. When you get to see somebody whoop, he has the build. Obviously, he has the build. He'd be okay. I don't think he'd be like a knock it out the park Batman. I think he'd be serviceable as Batman.
You know what would be hilarious? Is if they cast Henry Cavill as Batman.
You know what's crazy? Somebody, Tim said that yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Tim was like, it'll be hilarious if when they make the announcement, it's just Henry Cavill. He was like, that would be hilarious. That's funny.
Break the internet. He's played two of the greatest heroes of all time. But
because I know, we've talked about it before. I know people talked about also, what's his name? Soldier Boy. I don't know why my mind went blank.
Oh, Jensen Ackles.
That's
my Batman. I personally want him. Personally,
I think he'd do really good.
I think so as well. But again, he wasn't like that Brave and the Bold Batman. Also, speaking of Brave and the Bold, I would like an adaptation, so to speak, of that, the show Batman, the Brave and the Bold in this movie, where it's a Batman that teams up with someone. This first movie, I can see is Batman Robin in the Plastic Man.
Well, you know that Blue Beetle is still the Blue Beetle from the movie is still in is in this James Gunn one, and from the Superman trailer we got Metamorpho. Is that his name?
Metamorpho.
And you know, in Batman Brave the Bold cartoon, he was in there a lot. So
he was, him with not Runaways, the Outcast, I think, because it was him, Black Lightning, and someone else. Yes, the Outcast.
Yeah, so I could definitely see him having Robin. It's Damian Wayne, right?
Yes.
Robin. Okay. So they got a lot of possibilities, to say the least. But yeah, the cameos and Creature Commandos, even the mentions of things, I thought was really good because they mentioned Bloodhaven. Oh, the Outsiders. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even Creature Commandos, they mentioned Bloodhaven. They mentioned why is my mind going blank? Where the Flash is from?
Central City.
Central City.
I think they said Metropolis too.
Yeah, they did. Metropolis, Themyscira.
There was a news recording, I think, trying to figure out where Clayface is from, because I think, is Clayface dead in this show?
Okay, that's what I was. That's the one thing I was like, damn, did he die?
Is he just dead? Because we got a whole movie at least greenlit for him. Maybe this is in the past.
I'm gonna just say that he's not dead fully, but that was his head on the ground. They was touching with that stick.
Yeah.
So maybe that was
James Gunn does not give a fuck about killing people in his movies.
He don't care. He'll write good. He write really good characters, but he definitely kind of yeah.
No,
he definitely still does that that Marvel, that little bit of Marvel formula where we don't care, we're gonna kill you. Like, so we'll see. But all in all, I think Creature Commandos was really good. I really enjoyed the formula they did. I felt it was contained just enough, as well as had just enough action where it kept me engaged. It didn't feel like it was dragging. I feel like each episode something was accomplished, and boom, next thing. Last thing. Frankenstein, fuck that nigga. He is evil. Oh my goodness, bro!
Shout out to Dave Harper for
he was voice acting
in that
crazy.
Role. He acted. He played really well. It's crazy. He's the first character to kind of bounce back and forth between Marvel and DC, because he's the Red Guardian, and now he's Frankenstein. That man is sick,
bro. That little backstory for him when he was in the cabin with that old woman, that gypsy woman, and then pretty much he was about to leave, and she was like, why isn't the dog inside? And he was like, I don't want him to see this because he wouldn't understand. I was in my mind, I was like, what's going on? And he just kills her. I said, what the fuck?
After she just took care of you
for like a year. I don't know. We don't know how long it was. We just gonna say a year or some months.
It was a grip.
I said, what is going on? So I'll say, Frankenstein, I'm actually excited to see this in live action because I want to see how crazy. We know he's crazy. I want to see what else they do with this.
Yeah, I hope he sticks around. And yeah, I hope the bride is just like, get away from me. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
It was funny when he came through the window. He's like, my bride.
She said, fuck.
Swizzies out of That was funny.
Yeah, man. That was a very well written character. I will say Frankenstein and the Bride, I think, were the two best written characters on this little 7 episode.
Yep. But moving on. So the Golden Globes were this past whenever, I don't know. And we got some nominees.
Past week.
Last week, thank you. We got some winners. We got some losers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to say losers, but just people that didn't win their
nominations.
There are a lot of people were nominated from different shows. Some of them we don't care about, but
yeah,
the main one is Colin Farrell. Feek, if you have it up, you can take it away.
Yeah, I got you. So for best TV performance in a limited series? Yeah, in a limited series, Colin Farrell won for The Penguin. That's what we care about. Yeah. I'm gonna preface this now. We're not talking about every Golden Globe because we simply do not care about every Golden Globe. Care about the ones we care about. I know best drama series was Shogun, which rightfully deserved it. Yeah. Best actor was Hiroyuki Sanada from Shogun as well. He's the main, I guess you could say main character.
Who else was nominated for that category?
For best actor in a drama series, Donald Glover for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jake Gyllenhaal for Presumed Innocent, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Eddie Redmayne for The Day of the Jackal. Oh, The Day of the Jackal was good. That's a show. That's a show. If y'all have not seen The Day of the Jackal, that is a show. Ooh wee. And then Billy Bob Thornton for Landman. I've heard Landman was really good. I have not started it. Best performance by an actress in a television series, a drama, and also went to Shogun. Anna Sawai. I think that's how you say her last name. It's Sawai or Sawai. Sorry if I messed that up. She deserved it. Really, everybody from Shogun. One I do want to talk about a little bit is best performance by an actress in a limited series. So I'm gonna say this. Cristin Milioti did not win for The Penguin. It went to Jodie Foster for True Detective, Night Country. I'm gonna say this because I've watched True Detective. I watched every season, and I love True Detective. She did not. She should have won that. I don't think she was the best actor in that show. And I think Jodie Foster.
Who went for True Detective?
Jodie Foster. I don't. She was granted, she's phenomenal. She wouldn't have got nominated if she wasn't good. But just from watching both shows, Cristin Milioti should have won, man. I think it's close, but I don't think it's that close. That's how I feel about it.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's the one person that played Sophia, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, Sophia Falcone.
How did she? Again, you know more about True Detective than I do because I haven't touched that show ever. But man, you can't tell me after that scene where she damn near cut the Penguin's arm off. You know there was a part in that episode where she was about to cut his Johnson, but they didn't show it.
Yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me that crazy bitch didn't win this nomination?
Yeah.
And maybe there was too many homers, or they just were like, we can't let comic books win. Maybe there was some sort of background agenda, because there's still this idea in Hollywood where they don't believe comic book media is real cinema. And maybe they were trying to make a statement. I don't know. I could be me talking out the side of my neck, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's no way you watch that show. I don't care if it was. I don't care if it took place in a Batman universe. There's no way you watch that and be like, man.
Yeah, I don't. I fully. After watching both shows, you can't convince me if you watch both shows. To me, you can't convince me that Jodie Foster was acting better than Cristin Milioti. You can't convince me.
Hey,
and I ride or die for True Detective.
What are you gonna do with Gotham? The streets.
God.
They're not kind to you.
It's a storm coming to Gotham, Mrs. Falco. For a lot of these other movie ones, I'm not really gonna go into it because I didn't watch a lot of these movies, and nor do I really care. Some of these movies though I do need to see. So The Substance,
Wicked won some.
Wicked won. So I'm gonna get to that. Give me like 1 second. I'm gonna get to that one. But don't worry. We get there. But Rican, The Substance, I need to watch that. That didn't win best drama. Best animated picture went to Flow. I don't even know what that is.
I just not seeing that. I seen Inside Out 2 was it was some Apple TV stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Who was watching Apple TV? What
is Flow? What is that about?
What is Apple TV? We need to get to the bottom of that. Who's watching that?
What is Flow? Flow 2024.
I guess by the cat.
Yeah, get that off my screen, bro.
An hour and 25 minutes?
Yeah, the best animated picture was the Wild Robot or Transformers 1. Are You With Your Mama? And Transformers 1 wasn't even nominated, which is crazy.
I'm telling you, Hollywood doesn't want to believe. Comic book and just, I'm just going to say it, nerd media is real cinema. They don't want to believe it.
They don't watch it, man.
Wallace and Gromit, Revenge Most Foul. Moana 2, Memoir of I saw a trailer for that.
I need to just watch that Wallace and Gromit. I like Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. Versus the Were-Rabbit?
Boy, a movie. Cinema. But that's kind of most of the stuff on here. Conclave got nominated for a lot of stuff.
I saw it won Best Screenplay for a motion picture.
Yeah. I will say it deserved that. That is one of the most aesthetically pleasing / intriguing movies I watched last year. That's why it was I think I had it in my top 5 or right out of my top 5 from last year. One I do have a question about, because I think this is an award that was brought in recently or it was last year or a year before last. It's called the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award. That's what Wicked won. I'll just do a quick rundown of the nominees for it. Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice, Deadpool and Wolverine, Gladiator 2, Inside Out 2, Wicked, which won, Twisters, and The Wild Robot. I do not know the
criteria.
Yeah, because last year I believe Barbie won. I think was Barbie last year. Yeah, last.
I don't know.
So I don't know if they do.
Don't give me the Star Alive. I feel like it's what movie made the most money at the box office.
Well, I don't know. I don't think Wicked made more than Deadpool and Wolverine. Did it? I don't know at this moment. I'm not looking this.
Deadpool did make $1 billion, but I think what hurt it was because it was a rated R movie. Like, that's the first $1 billion rated R movie for sure. But rated R movies ain't making more than non-rated R movie just off the strength of it. Can't everybody go see it?
Wicked has made a total of 681 million. Deadpool and Wolverine has made over 1.3 billion.
Well,
it made more than Wicked. I'm not saying Wicked shouldn't have won, because Wicked was a damn good movie. I just want to know what the criteria was, because just the range of movies in this nomination is just so different. Like Twisters, Wild Robot,
Alien,
nothing in common. Beetlejuice, Gladiator 2, nothing in common, except they both could be viewed as old.
I don't know. Maybe it's a combined score or something.
Yeah.
Even though Deadpool Wolverine made way more money than I think damn near every movie on this list. It got to be some sort of other criteria. If y'all know in the comments, let us know.
Yeah, we're not. We don't. I don't tune into these shows. I look at the results and then I just say, "Damn, I watched that movie," or "Damn, I didn't."
Yeah. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into our next segment, our Like It, Love It, Redacted. First one of 2025. We're not going to waste no time. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first one, Matt Reeves says the Batman 2 main villain will really be surprising. He sees rumors online about who it is. Quote, you just look at them casually and go like, oh, is that what they think? Is that what they think now? Interesting. So, I guess, do we love? This ain't even like, love, Redacted. This is more so like, what do we probably think? What villain do we think just Batman 2 is going to be? Because obviously, the main push and I guess idea is for it to be either not Frozen, Mr. Freeze,
Frozone,
Mr. Freeze, or the quarter hours. I know is a big one. So pretty much, Matt Reeves' response to that is likely not going to be either of those. So, or at least not in this second movie. So, who do we think it's going to be?
So if it's not Quarter Owls and Talon, which I think would be very good to do, and he says it's somebody we don't suspect. Honestly, bro, I think it's like we said, like looking at the serial killers type deals. Because what you could do, and this will kind of work, is since this is right after the Penguin, the city's still kind of messed up. You could say, since so many people was displaced, you got a serial killer running around. And then you could either do a Victor Sass. You could do like we said, I think we said Calendar Man, since it's supposed to be, I think, around Christmas.
Around Christmas,
I think.
Time.
Yeah. You could do a Professor Pig.
Mad Hatter.
I was about to say Mad Hatter.
Morning show.
You can do all. They're not gonna. They won't. I know they won't. They won't do Hush at all, because Riddler was kind of. He wasn't Hush, but it was times where it was like, eh. Yeah. So I know they're not gonna touch anything dealing with Hush.
Yep.
Or they could just go total left park and do what I say they should do and do Killer Croc. That would be out the park.
That'd be pretty crazy. Could you imagine a Matt Reeves version of Killer Croc? That nigga would look scary.
Yeah. I know he's not going to do it, though.
You're not. But next one. Jason Momoa has officially been cast as Lobo in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Do we like, love, or redact this dude?
Love it.
We love it. Were we surprised? No.
No, because even when he was originally cast as Aquaman, he said in an interview, he was like, they brought him in and they were like, yeah, you're cast. And he was like, oh, is Lobo? And they said no. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you got to think this is back in 15, 14, 17. I don't know. It was a long time ago. So no, we're not surprised.
No, we're not surprised, but we do love it. I don't see why he would not make a good Lobo because he's a good actor. He was a surprisingly good Aquaman. I mean,
yeah,
they kind of made him like another Thor, but that's not a bad thing. So I'm interested to see him in a character that fits his visual persona and acting,
and one he wants to play.
Yeah, I think that character he played in that one Fast and Furious movie was maybe his kind of official audition to be like, okay, let's see him play a villain. Let's see him play a badass. Next one, Bill Skarsgård says he would be interested in playing the Joker. Quote, there's a pretty cool Joker in me, and it would be very sick. Do we like, love, or redact the idea of Bill Skarsgård as the Joker? Well, definitely in the DCU because they already got one in Matt Reeves' universe, and it's someone else.
Yeah, I say like. I wouldn't be mad at it. All the Skarsgårds are great actors. It's acting in their DNA. Shit.
I would say love just off the strength of not only his performance as Pennywise, obviously another clown white-faced character, but Count Orlok. If y'all seen Nosferatu and Count Orlok, nigga, that man right there, oh my goodness. He could play a fucking rock and make that shit look scary.
Okay, bet.
I would love to see his version of a Joker. I don't think they're going to do it because I think it's too on the nose and it's too obvious. They're probably going to go with someone different. Or I don't see James Gunn doing a Joker, especially in the first Batman movie of his universe. He's trying to be different and trying to do other stories that haven't been told a billion times. So if he is cast as Joker, it wouldn't be in his first Batman movie. But I love that idea. Next is Attack on Titan released a new trailer. Oh no, this is a fan project. Never mind. Not that one.
Delete it.
Master Chief and Doomslayer crossover episode was pitched for the show Secret Level, but Microsoft said, quote, nah. I don't even need to say this shit. Redact this. Because that would have went crazy.
That would have went nuclear.
John 117 with the Doomslayer fighting elites and all them other Covenant niggas with zombie niggas from hell.
That would have been the most watched shit on Amazon for like a month.
And that shit would have been 13 minutes. They don't say
barely
nothing.
13 minutes.
Damn niggas don't say shit. Just fight.
All they would have had to do was at the very beginning have Master Chief fighting some elites or the Covenant. Or damn near a portal open up, a fiery portal open up, the Doomslayer thrown through it. They just look at each other. They just start killing everything. They kill everything. All you need to hear is Master Chief say Cortana. Yeah, man. Microsoft's allergic to, I don't know, happiness.
Yeah, I don't know. Microsoft. You see what happens when big execs get away? We get to miss out on greatness. Redact that. Next, James Gunn says Batman's origin story will not be shown in the DCU. Quote, we don't need to hear the origin story again. We like, love, or redact James Gunn removing Batman's origin story being shown from the DCU.
We love it. We don't need to see his parents get die in 30 different angles. No.
Yeah.
We know they get shot outside of theater.
I hope whenever they do introduce them, they never show that. I hope they never do. They can talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to see any flashback of that.
None. What's understood don't need to be shown. We get it. But yeah, I love that. And then finally, a Ghost of Tsushima anime series will be directed by Takanobu Mizuno, who also directed the dual episode of Star Wars Visions. Now, and also which goes into the announcement that they're making an anime of that video game. I love this. I don't only love the idea that they're making this anime. I love that they're getting the director from that one episode of Star Wars Visions, because that first season of Star Wars Visions, first episode, you could argue that was the best episode of that entire season, maybe the entire series, maybe. And off that episode alone, you could be like, this could be a whole Star Wars anime in itself. Mm-hmm. Well, clearly the Hollywood listened, and they're about to deliver, because we're about to get greatness. Do you remember that episode, Pete? I don't know if you watched Star Wars Visions. Mm-hmm. That shit was we did that. Yeah.
I'm the same. Ghost of Tsushima. Granted, I have not played the game. I've watched gameplay of people playing the game. Shout out the Rad Brad. But yeah, we love it because that is a very good series.
But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into our next segment, our bag, the first get our bag of 2025. Please drop the music. Yeah, bitch, I'm in my bag. Bag, bitch, I just made a bag. Bag, bitch, I just made a bag. Bag of big bag. This literally just came to my mind. So, obviously, there's a tweet that came out saying Michael Irvin, playmaker. He's a Hall of Fame football wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, or used to play for the Cowboys when they were winning. Someone tweeted Michael Irvin should play the Black Panther. And from that, dude, just greatness on Twitter. This is why we love Twitter. We hate it, but we love it. Because they create moments like this. But our get our bag question is, what sports media character or person do you think, who could you see them playing as a DC or Marvel character?
Ooh. Okay. If I had to do,
if you had to do a Justice League, if you had to do either an Avengers or Justice League team, we're using sports media pundits, who is filling that out? So obviously we got Michael Irvin as the Black Panther. We got Shannon Sharp as the Hulk.
Bro, throwing Ernie as Hawkeye.
we got Kenny Smith as not Barry Allen Flash, Jay Garrick Flash, because that nigga's old. So he's Jay Garrick Flash. Are we kind of sports podcast too? Like current player sports podcast?
I was gonna say old sports players in general. Cause I really want to say, hey, Ray Lewis is Captain America.
Ooh, could you imagine? They jump everybody to get out the fucking Falcon, and Ray Lewis is in there giving a pep talk to everybody in that room. And then they find the Jatari, and you see Ray Lewis in there swaying.
Bro, boom. Brian Dawkins at Thor. Have you seen what he be saying before he before he went in the tunnel? That man will be walking through the tunnel. They're like, God forgive me. God forgive me. Like, that nigga was insane. That nigga was insane.
Who is Steve? I need Steve Smith Sr. needs to play somebody.
Oh, he gotta be Steve Smith Sr. as
that dude Guy Gardner. He Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. Who's Hal Jordan? Tom Brady. No. Tom Brady as Captain America. He Captain America or Superman, somebody. No.
Tom Brady, Mr. Fantastic.
Tom Brady is Mr. Fantastic.
But who's Chuck? Chuck is freaking
the Thing.
The Thing. Put Shaq as Hulk.
Shaq is yes. Shaq is Hulk. Chuck is the Thing.
Is the Thing. Oh my goodness. What shit? Hold on, bro. I got a good one.
Who's Stephen A. Ugly ass Bland? He Charles Xavier.
Hell no. Bro, Cam and Mace are freaking. Oh, Cam and Mace are. Fuck.
They gotta be like Blue Beetle and Booster Gold.
Yeah,
like some sort of like tag team partnership. Oh my gosh. Who are they? One of them, yeah. Mace is like I guess he being Ted Core Blue Beetle, and no, Mace is Booster Gold. He just be talking shit, and Cam is just in the back laughing. Joy Taylor,
Black Widow.
Nah, she Wonder Woman.
Nah, she what is Zatanna? Is that her name? The one with the hat. They be doing magic.
Oh, with John
Constantine. I chose Constantine.
Hey, we got that is our Avengers team, Avengers Justice League team. Let us know who y'all would cast as these characters.
Yeah. We got to do this again. We're like where we actually sit and think about it. Where we write a list for him.
But our final segment, our redacted rule. We appreciate y'all for rock with us for another episode 91. Our redacted rule, or at least my redacted rule for the episode is give yourself some grace. You know, I'm learning to do that right now with my new role and job and stuff. And I'm just like, then it's only been your first week out here. Relax. You're still learning your job. You're still learning this whole town. Goddamn. So just you got at some point, it's okay to be hard on yourself, but just give yourself some grace at some point. Like, see how far you come and see where you're going. So that'd be my redacted rule.
My redacted rule. Well, the first one in 2025. Ooh wee. I think my redacted rule is do everything with purpose. Just lock in, do everything with purpose. Yeah. I can't really explain it, but that's just what came to mind.
And with that being said, again, make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, rate us a 5-star on all listening platforms. It's been your boy Dana Dane.
Been your boy Wafik.
And we out.
Peace.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, jump in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm stepping with a fed, keep it all of the hoes on mute. Pull a little perk, could be yellow with a brew. 48 vert, quick burns. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the backseat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice to the drop like ink. Chain came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Parator came with a mink. Tricones white like paint. My hoe by the hoe cause she know it's my king. Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Think you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the hoe like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic hoe making Alfredo. I put a bag on a hoe on my payroll. I get active and then I lay low. The